Find research sources for the Gwendolyn Brooks Annotated Bibliography assignment. The first thing I recommend doing is going to the major assignment, going to Annotated Bibliography, clicking on it and downloading it. Then I recommend going to Review, making sure no markup is selected here, going to File, Save As, saving as your last name, customizing it by filling in your information, this is already set up for you as an MLA formatted paper. For the date, you should put the date that it is due. And then you're going to find your own information by going to sunysuffolk.edu, quick links, library, articles and databases. I recommend going to subject databases, clicking on literature. You can use any of these. I really like literary sources or Artemis. Type in your search criteria, which is Gwendolyn Brooks. Make sure you have full text documents clicked on. You don't need peer review journals for this activity. And then click on search. You're going to have a number of articles that come up. These articles are going to be very similar to the article we read last week about Southern patriarchy in Gwendolyn Brooks's poem. Click on an article that you find interesting. Scan through it, see if this is something that you would like to read. If it is, go up here to Cite. Make sure MLA 8th edition is selected. Click on Select. Copy it by hitting Command C on a Mac or Control C on a PC. Go over to your open Word document and go to Paste. I recommend going to keep text only because that way it'll retain the formatting. The only thing you need to do is put back in the italicized text. You can cross-reference it with a citation on the library page. Then go back to the article, read it through, and write a 1-paragraph summary. I recommend using the quote sandwich technique, which is clarified in this handout, and it will also feel familiar to you because essentially this is what we have been doing in our journals the whole semester. You take a quote from a text. You introduce the quote by giving the reader some background about the quote, who wrote it, where it's from. Then you offer the quote itself. Then you explain the quote. That is a really good way to do summary for literature papers. You should have at least 1 paragraph, maybe 2 paragraphs of summary. Once you have 1 citation done, find another research source by going through the same exact process you just went through. Once you have 2 research sources that are properly formatted, once you have at least 1 or 2 paragraphs summarizing those research sources, then you can go ahead and save your annotated bibliography and submit it as a Word or a PDF file by clicking on Major Assignment 1, Annotated Bibliography, and browse my computer.